Hey guys, I'm back again with deck number 2. Alright, this deck is in the red box, and it has orange sleeves. This deck, you'll probably be seeing a lot of these, quite honestly. It is a Dragon Chaos deck. But mine's a little different. Mine actually takes the curve just a little bit different from everybody else's. And I'll show you how and why. I came up with this idea the instant that the Chaos deck came out. I was very surprised with how well it works on its own, but I made it 10 times better with a few essential cards that, I started looking for, and I got lucky to find them here in Texas. And I really don't recall anybody back at Fanatics or Mariana, Alabama, even Mobile with my friend Josh. I don't really, remember some of these cards actually being owned by some of the people there, but I found them here. Anyways, so this is Chaos Dragon. It has its own extra deck, and then of course, as you recall, I still have my, extra staple deck. So, here's the main deck. Here's the lineup of monsters, quite a lot. I think there's 21, 22 monsters, so it is very, very monster heavy. Not many magics, but definitely a few traps. Anyways, here we go. Of course, can't go wrong with BLS. BLS in any Chaos deck is highly, highly essential. So, got BLS. 3. Eclipse Wyverns. Eclipse Wyverns are great for this deck when combined with the magic card Future Fusion, targeting, of course, a 5-head dragon, because when they go to the graveyard, you can remove from play a level 7 or higher light or dark dragon type monster. And you'll probably have a better understanding what those are. Of course, I don't really doubt that you guys probably already know which cards would be best suited to look for. I really don't doubt. A lot of people have found out the secrets. 2 Tragodias. These Tragodias came out of the Underworld decks, of course, so I don't really have like the special Shonen Jump or anything like that. Pretty much the solid type. 2 Red Eyes Darkness Metal. They came in the deck. Don't have the super rare one that came in the special edition box, so I have just the regular common one. This, of course, helps the special summoning process of the entire deck. 3 Chaos End Masters. This is what everybody should have been looking for whenever the deck was coming out. Chaos End Master, whenever it destroys a monster, you can special summon this from your deck straight out onto the field. Sphere of Chaos. It's a 1600 5-star monster. It's a dark type, and it becomes a light type. So, of course, with Chaos End Master being a light warrior level 3 monster with 1500 attack, which can destroy monsters that are in defense position out on the field that are lower, you can basically synchro them into either Dark End Dragon or Light End Dragon, just as quick as that, or in fact any level 8 monster that you wish. And of course, since most of the level 8 synchros that are highly useful are dragons, this deck works well with them, period. It's kind of crazy. So, we got those. 1 Divine Dragon Apocalypse. You only really need 1. You don't need 2 or 3. A lot of people say that 3 is probably essential. I say you only need 1, because you can special summon bam, 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 and you don't really have to worry about it. Discarding? Hell, what's the point? Not with this deck. There is no point. And then 2 Light and Darkness Dragons. You can remove this guy from play with the Eclipse Wyvern's effect, and then set up an ultimate goal to screw over every single magic and trap your opponent has laid out for you. Special summon as many of the dragons as you possibly can, and own your entire opponent while they're out in the field. Then, of course, you got Light Pulsar Dragons. There are 2 of them in the deck. Basically, the deck's engine, of course. helping out remove the cards from play. And then, of course, we have two well, here we call them horny dragons. Interplanetary purpley thorny dragons. Level 5 dragons that can be special summoned whenever a monster is destroyed. Period. It's crazy. 2200 attack strength, 5-star. Are you kidding me? Special summon. Play out Chaos and Master. Attack. Bring out a Chaos Sphere. You could use either one of these just for the synchro material. Bring it out level 8. It's crazy. Then, of course, you have Dark Arm Dragon, which can be banished with Eclipse Wyvern. And because you basically can control how many dark monsters are in your graveyard, Dark Arm Dragon can be special summoned quite easily. Then, of course, Chaos Sorcerer. I didn't want to have Dark Flare Dragon in the deck. He wasn't as useful. Dark Flare really couldn't help out as much as Chaos Sorcerer can with the removing from play abilities. Now, we've got the magics. Oh, I'm getting into the traps. Alright, so we got staples. Darkle, heavy, 2 MSTs as always. Anyways, 2 gold sarcophagus. I'm pretty sure we all know where, gold sarcophagus would search for. A future fusion, which of course you would go for a 5-head, get rid of the eclipses in your graveyard, and then remove, of course, 3 level 8 dragon type monsters from the deck. Thins out the deck really quickly, and then of course they all get added straight to your hand, which is kind of ridiculous. Monster Reborn and Dragon's Mirror. Dragon's Mirror is in the deck just for that quick effect on the Eclipse Wyverns. Let's say you pretty much do get Future Fusion and Dragon's Mirror in your hand. That is probably the ultimate setup. A 5,000 beat stick on your side of the field with 3 of the strongest dragon monsters that you could possibly have in your hand. Go for it. Why not? And Monster Born is because Monster Born. And now traps. Of course, we have Essential, Torrential Tribute. We have Essential 2 Threatening Roars. Of course, I like the chainable cards that can basically stop your opponent from attacking, like Threatening Roar, rather than Mirror Forces. 1 return from a different dimension, because you can only run 1. It's the super rare Kaiba card. 2 Reckless Greeds. This deck has some issues whenever it comes to draw power, so I have the Reckless Greeds in there just in case. With the deck being essentially, mostly monster, you can actually really depend on your monsters to keep yourself protected and to keep good offensive line against your opponent. So Reckless Greeds are in there just for the better support. 2 Solemn Warnings, because you can only run 2 Solemn Warnings. I like to make sure that my opponent doesn't get any upper hand with monsters out into the field. So that's why Solemn Warnings are in there, and that is double teamed with Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment is very useful with this deck so that you can always have the upper hand. A very good defense in the back row, very strong offense with the monster row. So that's the main deck. Now let's get on to the extra deck. Of course, we have 2 5-headed dragons. Some people probably do recognize these cards. Can't exactly remember a few people's names wherever I got them. One is in terrible condition. I think we all know where that one came from. So, there they are. And now, of course, we have Dark End Dragon and Light End Dragon. Bare essentials to the deck. Of course, I like to kind of stick with Dark End Dragon, because it could be special summoned with Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. Activate effects, blow up monster on the field, pretty legit, and only paying 500 of the attack points. Light End Dragon is just for that, one monster that's out on the field that's much higher than this guy's attack, and then, or possibly a monster that's out on the field that you could kill and probably gain based on how much life points your opponent has. Since a lot of people still run Solemn Warnings and Solemn Judgments and everything, their life points will get beneficially low. And then whenever this guy pops out onto the field, that one monster that's in attack position, it won't matter. You're about to take 1,500 points of damage easy. Alright. So that, of course, is the extra deck, and it's only 4 cards. Shocker? Well, of course, we still have the staple extra deck to fill it in. Tiras, because a lot of the monsters are level 5, and you can bring them out. Adrius, rank 5. Let's see here. Utopia. Stardust. Red Dragon Archfiend. Ally of Justice. A lot of people think that Ally of Justice might be kind of hard to pull off in the deck, but not whenever you have Chaos and Master and, you know, cards like Tragodia and such like that. It doesn't become too hard. Let's see here. Black Rose Dragon, Scrap Dragon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With only 4 cards, I'd be able to play a few more. Steel Swarm Roach. Colin, I think, is probably a little upset still about Steel Swarm Roach. No hard feelings, but a trade is a trade. Man, that's kind of what you went with. Let's see here. How many is that? It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means I've got room for 3 more. So let's add in, oh wait, there's Ally again. Okay, so that means only room for 2 more. So let's go ahead and add in another Stardust and Ally of Justice Decisive Armor. And we basically have a full extra deck for the entire, for this Dragon Chaos. Started playing this deck whenever it first came out. Whenever I first built it, it was probably the best of its kind so far. I can't wait to see if, you know, some people will probably come up with some other ideas for it. We'll see wherever it goes and see wherever it evolves to. Anyways, that's it for this deck. Dragon Chaos. Catch you later.